What is up, guys? Eric here from Real Film Reviews, bringing you another movie review, this time for the new John Boyega film, Pacific Rim Uprising. Pacific Rim Uprising is directed by Stephen S. DeKnight, stars John Boyega, Scott Eastwood, and Charlie Day. Pacific Rim Uprising picks up 10 to 20 years after the original Pacific Rim. It follows the story of Jake Pentecost, who is the son of Stacker Pentecost, the character that Idris Elba played in the first film. He is basically re-recruited into the Jaeger program after he's arrested for doing some crazy stuff. And then when things start to go wrong with this drone program around Jaegers, they're forced to reinstate the Jaeger program to try and end this crazy situation that's going on. I realize that's very vague, but I don't want to give away any really in-depth plot points. The film has amazing special effects just like the first, which was honestly rather surprising to me because I was worried, since they didn't have the original director or writers of the first one, that they weren't going to give this movie the same budget that it needed, but they did. And honestly, I would argue that the fight scenes in this movie look better than the first one's fight scenes. Everything's very well lit. They don't try to hide anything in the action. It's very wide shots. They don't get too close like Michael Bay is known for doing in Transformers films, where then you're just looking at a hunk of metal rolling around. The film keeps it wide enough that you can understand what's going on. It's well lit enough that you can see everything, and I really enjoyed that because I think the fight scenes are even bigger and badder in this movie because of the fact that the way they directed them wasn't trying to hide anything. I think all the performances in the film were very well done. I think John Boyega obviously shines here as the star of the film. He's this very cocky guy who is very full of himself throughout the whole film, but then will occasionally really have like this deep doubt as to whether or not he can do something. Scott Eastwood was really solid. I think Scott Eastwood's slowly becoming someone that you can really rely on to put in a supporting role in an action film, and he'll get the job done and you'll be like, yeah, Scott Eastwood's good. The film has some good comedy, it's got some funny moments, some of it's a little cheesy, but really this is just kind of a big, fun action movie. It doesn't try to be anything else. It doesn't try to go too in-depth or anything crazy, and I think that that's the main issues with the film, though, is that there isn't really any in-depth character development with the exception of maybe John Boyega's character, but even then his is sort of like a crossover because he's a character that's related to someone from the first film, so we're supposed to sort of pull from that as to why we should care about him. But they don't build up an emotional connection with most of these characters. They're just sort of thrown into it and we're supposed to be like, oh, I care about this person, but we don't. But that's kind of okay also because it's just a big action movie. And then in terms of the script, it's definitely a little weak. The general plot of the film feels kind of just like strung together to make it work because there is one sort of like twist in the film, but when it happens, it's not some like massive like, oh my god, I can't believe they did this twist. It's more just a, oh, so that's why the plot's going in this direction sort of twist. It's like that was necessary for the movie to even make sense at all, because up till that point it was sort of like, why am I watching this? So I think that the plot is weak and the character development is weak, but I also think it's just a big budget action film, so I wasn't really expecting either of those things to be very strong. I'm gonna give Pacific Rim Uprising a B. If you're looking for a big, fun action movie to go see in theaters, this movie does that unapologetically. It doesn't try to pretend like it has great character development or a phenomenal plot. It just focuses on having big, giant robots fight stuff, and it looks cool while it's going on. So if you like that and you're able to sort of shut your brain off for a couple hours and just have fun with a movie, go check out Pacific Rim Uprising. I thought it was a good time. I enjoyed watching it in the theater in IMAX, and I think that most people would, as long as you don't try to take it too seriously. Well guys, as always, I'm Eric. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of Pacific Rim Uprising, share everything we do here on Real Film Reviews, and I hope to see you guys later.